Josh Reynolds was not the first player I would be betting on to be cut a day after the Broncos get a big time Monday Night Football victory over the Cleveland Browns. But here we are. I'm going to break it all down for you guys, give you my thoughts, talk about the cap implications of this, as well as what this might mean for the roster the rest of the year. Again, guys, thank you so much for your support. Sorry I have been out sick, which is why I did not have a post game going, but feeling a little bit better to record some videos today. So you'll also see my post game on this later this evening. So y'all be sure to smash that like and subscribe. But I wanted to handle this breaking news that I just saw, from like an hour or so ago. But anyways, according to Mike Kliss, progress of the rookie wide receivers, Devaugn Vele, Troy Franklin, meant there was no game day room for Reynolds. Sean Payton likes veteran Little Jordan Humphrey for run game and leadership. Reynolds signed as a free agent with a 2-year, $9 million contract. He gets $4.3 million this year, no more guaranteed. So, yeah, that was kind of the reasoning, was the development of our young guys. They didn't really feel like Sean Payton didn't really feel like there was a place for him, and I kind of like that. As much as the Broncos this year, we got the playoffs right in our sights, which is awesome. This is still a year where I think we're trying to figure out what we got with a lot of our young players. And so Devaugn Vele has really come up. Marvin Mims, we're seeing better utilization of him. Again, congratulations on that. I think it was like a 93-yard touchdown yesterday. That was electric. Troy Franklin, eventually those guys will connect on a long ball, right? But yeah, Vele's been a revelation, and yeah, it makes sense with Little Jordan Humphrey having a different skill set why we would go in that direction. And in case you're curious what Josh Reynolds did this year, we'll share this. He didn't do too much. He's been under or on injured reserve for most of the year, but you can see there 12 receptions, 183 yards, and a touchdown. And you might be wondering, well, what's the cap implications of this? Again, Mike Kliss pointed this out to us. If you were to cut him in 2024, he's got that $4.2 million, dead cap, whatever. That's fine. That was essentially already on the books. And this next year in 2025, no guaranteed salaries. So it made sense to move off of him right now. If you've listened to any of my shows that I've done recently, I have thought that it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that we would move on from Josh Reynolds after this year, especially with Courtland Sutton making a very strong case for himself to remain on the roster as a nice number 2 piece for the next couple years or so. We'll see how all that plays out. But this does get me wondering if we might see some A.T. Perry. I want to see A.T. Perry. I would still be very interested in seeing him activated for a game over somebody like Troy Franklin. Granted, I love the patience that we have had with this room. I was very critical of Kerry Colbert earlier on during the season, but it seems like we're starting to see some improvement from our wide receivers, which is great. But A.T. Perry was a great rookie last year, and I'm very intrigued by the size and speed that he can bring. I think that, hey, you're talking about deep shots that Bo Nix hasn't been able to connect with Troy Franklin on. I definitely see A.T. Perry being a guy that Bo theoretically could connect on those deep shots with, because that was what he was doing at New Orleans last year. So, wishing Josh Reynolds all the best, especially with his recovery from his hand injury, as well as that shooting that happened about a month ago, where he is okay, thankfully. But wish him well wherever he ends up. I'm sure he'll end up on another roster here at some point, and I'm very excited to see where the Broncos go next. Now, I got to be honest, if I were to bet money on a Broncos player getting cut after yesterday's game, it was going to be Levi Wallace. It's crazy to see that Josh Reynolds cut before Levi Wallace and Lil Jordan Humphrey, but that's just the world that we live in right now. So, guys, I'll be back later tonight dropping like an official post game. Again, appreciate all of your patience with me as I have been battling a fever, but feeling better to record some short form videos for you guys. So always really appreciate it. Hope you guys are really celebrating the win yesterday. What a fantastic game. I'll be back later tonight. As always, go Broncos.